Get going here in just a moment. To mute.
Yeah.
Get going here in just a moment. There we are. Okay. All right. Looks like we are live. So welcome everybody to Mappy Hour. This is our happy hour for those of us who love maps, also known as geocachers. So cheers, everybody. We made it through another week. It's Friday.
Bring to our price.
Yep, for at least another hour here. And we've got it. Not the best setup here today, wrong table, but we'll make it work. Well, it's great to be back. I am Lisa, Lookout Lisa, one of your hosts for tonight. This is our other host.
JD, Kid Vegas 19.
Yeah, and we are down in our home office studio here in Spokane, Washington. No snow today, dreary days, but winter is definitely coming for us, I'm sure soon. And I hope that not too many of you have been really affected by some of the crazy weather that's been happening in our Northeast, lake effect and all of that. But yeah, it's winter. So I guess for tonight's topic, we've got geocache series. So I wanted to talk about, power trails, geo art, adventure lab art. I'm seeing more and more of that out there. And, different series of, like themed caches that are put together in a series. They don't have to be necessarily along a trail. But there's so much fun stuff out there that, with the holidays coming up, hopefully we've got some extra time that we can get some more caching in or hide some more caches. So maybe this will help us get some good ideas for that. But before we get there, we do have our notes from the field. Love to know what sort of geocaching adventures everybody's been up to in the last couple of weeks, or maybe something that you've got planned coming up as well. And but before we get there, I've got two things. One is I want to thank Scott for being such a fantastic host for us and covering things for us this last couple of months, really. Our lives have been a little bit upside down. And I don't know if you wanted to say anything.
No,
No, just thanks.
yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll get into it in
Okay.
our notes from the field.
Oh, okay. Notes from the
Yeah.
field. Okay.
You're very welcome.
Oh, great. Thank you. Well, I couldn't do without you. So thanks again. So we've got some ground rules just to keep things moving along here. One is please keep yourself on mute until we call on you. If you'd like to join in the conversation here in the Zoom room, raise your hand. If you scroll down, you should see where you can raise your hand, and then we'll call on you in order. However, we know conversation can move quickly sometimes, and maybe you've got something to add or an answer to somebody's question, and you're out of order. So just wave at the camera, and hopefully we will see you and call you and get you up. And cat trying to think it's pet check too soon. Too soon. Okay. All right. Pet check came early. Everybody, this is Hilo, as you all know. And if you are watching us on YouTube, hello, all of our YouTubers. JD has got you covered there. And so go ahead and type into the comments and he'll bring anything that you've got typed there into our conversation here in Zoom. Of course, keep it family friendly. Might be kids in the room with us. And again, this is live streaming to our YouTube page and being recorded for future use. And so the basics, I do have one other rule that I wanted to add as well. So no same day game sports spoilers, please. We are getting into, our favorite, one of our favorite seasons, basketball season here, college. And of course, hockey cracking, they're playing right now and we don't want to know. We're recording it and we'll get back to it later. So I want to give you all our 100% focus here. And so no same day sports spoilers.
So I'll just turn off the other tab I have here then, if that's the case.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. So let's go ahead and roll over into notes from the field. So what have you guys been up to lately? I mean, got any fun caching stories that they'd like to share, or some plans coming up of some fun caching? Not
Where's
seeing.
Robert? He's normally
Yeah,
first hand up.
he is normally. Ooh, now I'm a full of cat fur. Well, I know we really didn't get much. Oh, caching in.
Melissa's saving us,
Yeah. Oh, and Charles.
and Charles.
Go ahead, Melissa. What have you been up to?
Very little caching. I had day 3 today of Christmas cookie baking.
Mm.
And my daughter has done those with me. And this was, let's see, there we go. That was today.
Holy
It's
cow.
yeah,
Nice.
6 types of cookies and 3 types of fudge. But Nancy's very excited. The weather's good this weekend. I am traveling to Reindeer Games, which is on Sunday in Ada, but I'm spending the night with Bob and Nancy tomorrow night. So I have I have the drive tomorrow. And Nancy's so excited because I had told her I would bring cookies to Reindeer Games if the weather was good. And the weather is permitting. So she's very excited. Lots of cookies are coming.
Oh, that's awesome. I think we'll be right out.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Is that what the cookies are for? Is general distribution, or do you have some scheduled for a school or a church or anything like that?
It's we do plates for different people in family. I have the geocaching event on Sunday. There's my local geocaching event the following Saturday. So there are some things like that. That's why we now do 3 days instead of 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
My daughter literally took the day off of work to do that today.
Oh, what
The
fun.
other 2 were over Thanksgiving break. So, but
Wow.
yeah, she's totally, I mean, when I say we bake all day, we start at 9 and go to 6.
Oof, that's a lot of work. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, but
What fun.
okay, enough about cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting hungry. Awesome.
Well, yeah, I've already had dinner. You haven't.
No, we haven't yet. Yeah, we will after this. So yeah, I don't see Bob and Nancy on here yet. So tell them hello for us. Yeah. All right, we've got Charles next.
So not much geocaching wise. Did a couple of weeks here and there. Missed you guys quite a bit for the last little while. Been busy doing all kinds of other stuff. Lots of swimming meets. I'm an official for swimming, so certified both in Canada and the US, but I've been doing a lot of officiating and evaluating of folks and things like that. So kept me pretty busy. Geocaching wise, set up with some of my friends here in Ottawa the 12 days of Christmas. Fortunately, it's going to be the 12 minus 1 day because we missed the deadline for 1 day to the 14 days. I thought I was okay, and it was actually ended up being 13 days. So, but the good news with all of this here is Bun, my significant other, the one that allows me to do all this caching, will be hosting an event.
Wow.
And we'll be placing a cache because it's still not too late to get that community event, community event for next year. If you place a cache and you you host an event.
Host an event, yeah.
You have 14 days until you got about a week and slightly over a week now, 10 days to put in your event for between now and the end of the year if you have not done so yet this year.
I can't remember.
Before Scott does it.
You need to attend an event too?
No, you need to host an event.
Host and hide a cache.
And hide a cache. It cannot be you cannot adopt an event or a cache in order to qualify. So you just have to place one
Okay.
and host one. Events hosting is very easy. Find a picnic table somewhere.
Yep.
And publish it. Come and
Mhm.
see me. Let's talk geocaching. There you go.
Yeah.
And then you posted 30 minutes. You can have 3,000 people, 10,000 people, or you can have one person there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. No, you need minimum one person.
Yes.
And
That can be the host.
hopefully it's going to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important for the host to attend.
According to the host to attend. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Good reminder. Mhm.
Go ahead,
Awesome.
Lisa.
Oh, I was just going to say that's a great reminder. Thank you so much for that. I'll be
Oh
on
yeah,
the social
Melissa,
media too.
you ship those cookies, right? You can mail those cookies. They may be a bit stale if you mail them to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No postal service here.
Yeah.
I know. I've got so many shipments that need to go to Canada and I can't ship them right now.
Because they won't send it, right?
No, no.
Hey, your shipments are on the way
Yes.
to my US address.
Yes. You were smart. So good call.
I'm saving money on taxes too and duties.
Mhm.
Sometimes I get hit with duty fees after you send it. I'm still being
Yeah.
hit by duty fees some once in a while, so it's
Mhm.
easier.
Well, I don't know much, but I know one thing. There are none of Melissa's cookies in any of the packages we sent you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
I wish we could send
Oh, yeah. that'd be
fresh
awesome.
homemade cookies in the cash crates. That would be fun.
I don't think it's going to work too well.
Yeah, no, they need to be, yeah, specially packaged. All right, thanks. Enjoy your Aurora Borealis. It's gorgeous. And signal. All right, I think we've got Scott next.
Was Melissa flagging down to? No, she's not. Okay. Um, s- I, I don't remember, now there's 2 weeks. I'm not sure if I talked about this or not, but I was a guest on the Geocaching podcast. They were celebrating what they thought was the 10th anniversary of Adventure Labs. Um, but Jay Carr pointed out correctly that the Adventure Labs actually started at one of uh, one of the things that they hosted in Seattle in 2013.
Block party.
So, a block party. Thank you very much. But anyways, Scott Burks referred to me as the godfather of Adventure Labs, and so a friend of mine, Bell on the Move, made this little picture for me, and I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
that's my new background. Uh, and then as far as set a couple caches and so forth. But I think and I just put a link in the chat. I think the most exciting thing that I did was I borrowed an idea from a man in Britain who to bring the geocaching experience into Adventure Labs, he created an adventure lab that simulated 5 different types of geocaches. So I did that, where we go to a traditional cache. There's, of course, no container on any of these. Also, you had to go to a veterans memorial where you would gather information and go to a Civil War, it was in a cemetery, and he went to a Civil War monument, and then that took you as information to a Medal of Honor winner, or not winner, honoree, not, yeah. And and we did put an aceto in there, put in a letterbox, and it turned out, I think, really well. And I'm just putting it out there because anybody could do this any place. I was fortunate that I had this uh, cemetery that's been turned into a dog park, which is
Cool.
kind of unusual.
Excellent.
Bella has Bella, rest in peace, still had an Adventure Lab credit, and so seemed like a very appropriate place, and it turned out, I think, really well. So, anyways, that's kind of what I've been up to, and thank you very much for the time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah, what a neat story. Thank you.
I think we got Melissa
Oh.
again and then
And
Jim.
Jim.
I think if we're still backwards from what we used to be doing.
We are,
Okay.
yeah. Zoom, Zoom is different every other week. Yeah. So Melissa and then Jim.
Okay, just one more thing on the cookies.
Oh,
They don't get packaged until tomorrow. And so my husband is like, what can I go get? He wants to eat all the cookies. And I'm like, we haven't packaged them yet. So I go and select a few and put them on a plate for him. And I'm like, here, you can have those. Just stay out of the other room.
stay away from the cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. He always feels like he has to wait for cookies. So I
That's
just
funny.
had to add that.
It's like getting a plate for Santa, Yeah. That's funny. Thanks. All right, Jim, Star Casher.
Yep, following up with Melissa here, I'll be seeing you Sunday. And, in fact, right now in my kitchen right now, there's some, dough rising for the homemade, dinner rolls that I'm gonna be bringing as my contribution to the food to partake at the, thing. So, like I said, it's rising in the kitchen for the first rise. Now to do the rest of the stuff later, But yeah, so that's just it's like I said, I'll be seeing you Sunday, and that's basically my plans for. Well, Sunday is the reindeer games, and then Tuesday in Tiffin there's a holiday gathering too. So I'll be getting down to Tiffin, Ohio, for another holiday uh, geocaching event. So that's my plans for the next the next week. So.
Excellent.
But I had to mention that, since she did her baking, I'm kind of in the process of doing mine too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I've tried making bread so many times and have failed so many times. So kudos to you for getting it done.
Well, it's my bread machine that does the first stage of
Right.
dough making. But then, after the first rise, then you have to take it out and actually make the dinner rolls out of the dough. So
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. We've had some success with our bread machine.
Not much.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, sometimes they're heavier than gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's black hole. Yeah, that was one of my first attempts, like 40 years ago. Not with a bread machine, though. I don't think those were even in existence.
No, they're relatively new,
Yeah.
30 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a great time, Jim, at all those events and say hi to everybody for us.
Yep.
Yeah. I know we've got a couple of events coming up around our area. We're going to
Lots of
try
them, yeah.
now that our lives are our schedule's a little more free.
Mhm.
Hopefully we can start making some of those events.
Yeah.
Well,
So, Scott, answer to your comment earlier, I'm willing to bet that all the time I spent hunting, you saw just as many or more elk than I did. So, so no elk sightings. But again, it could be worse. You're out trundling about in the woods, in the sagebrush, anywhere from 6,300 feet to 7,200 feet. And yeah, I mean, to be able to still do that is accomplishment in itself. Yeah.
It's a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no motorized vehicles where they go.
Yeah.
So,
And then why we weren't on last week, in case you didn't know, was we were attending to my father who passed away last Saturday. No, 2 Saturdays ago. So the Saturday after Mappy hour.
the next day. Yeah.
Next day. 85 years old. He great life. He some of you will remember the Mappy hour in his garage in Yuma.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Here's to Bruce. What was his caching name? He was a geocacher too.
Parky won.
Parky won. To Parky won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his first 60 caches, he had 25 states and Elvis's house and Mexico. So not bad.
Yeah. He got around. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see.
Oh, hunting story. Bow hunter.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Melissa, that's just not the kind of story you tell. And then if you guys didn't read in the comments, LA has suffered an accident
Yeah.
that resulted in a DNF or a DNF that resulted in an accident. I don't know, but
I read part of that.
yeah, but we've got ligaments and probably a new story for one of our episodes back when what's the worst thing that ever happened to you geocaching?
Right. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope things go well for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Moving forward. Was there a comment on
No, not yet.
yeah,
No, wait,
basketball time
Aurora.
of year. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Aurora Community Hall Association. Yes, I enjoy basketball this time of year as well.
So
Yeah.
great. So that's from Facebook. Yeah.
No,
It's not March Madness yet, but it felt like it.
YouTube.
Or did I say Facebook?
Yeah.
YouTube. Thank you,
Yeah,
Faith.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your accent. So yeah, what
Trisha.
oh yeah.
Thank you, Trisha. Yeah. Sorry for your loss as well.
Oh, that was a train nut.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We've actually seen hundreds of elk, but just not the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to do something about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do have a topic for tonight.
I know.
Geocache series. And like I said, it could be power trails, series that are put out around mega events. They're often themed with the theme of the megas. Some of them you can even get coins for, such as geo tours and such. So it's really kind of a wide-ranging topic for tonight. But yeah, I'd love to hear about, what are some of your favorite ones that you may have done, or even hidden. I know some of us have put together some pretty extensive series. So Scott, I see you've got your hand up, so we'll go ahead and let you kick us off.
So at the geocaching podcast, one of the subjects that they were bringing up as Adventure Labs was looking for discussion about these geo-art adventure labs that you do in a parking lot or a rest stop. And I had a chance to think about it quite a bit. And this is what I think about it. I think it's good for the game. I think it's good for the game in several different ways. One, it brings people have to work in a team and come together to create those. 20 to 30 to 40 people get together and create a theme, share coordinates and so forth. And I think that's good for the game. I also think that it's good for the game that those people who like to do them, and they travel far and wide to be able to do them. And it looks like we have a trend right now that there's going to be geo art pretty much in every single state. And I think that's good for the game, just like, Cache Across America or what Geocache Talk is starting to do here with their letterbox. So I think that's good for the game. And, there are going to be people who say, oh, no, no, it's not real geocaching and so forth. As you guys know, I'm a firm believer of there are so many aspects of geocaching that you can grab onto those ones that bring you joy and leave the rest for others to enjoy. So you're not going to, although I probably will not do them, I still think they're good for the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, you brought up a really good point for putting together like for these adventure labs, because you can't just hide endless adventure labs.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're only are given so many credits as opposed to geocaching. You can put out as many as you can, and that can get published. So working together.
Yeah, that's what we did with uh our summer series in Spokane that one year. We did it.
It was 2020. It
Yeah.
was when the pandemic started. And we do an annual, it was a geo tour that turned into a geo trail or geo challenge.
Right.
And what are we going to do this year? And we came up with the idea of doing a series of adventure labs. So we got together with our usual set of volunteers.
And most all of them had a lab set or two.
Yeah. And some folks donated theirs. You know, they allowed us to log into their accounts. Maybe they changed their passwords, what have you. Because they didn't want to do the work. Like, well, we'll take care of that, you know,
Yeah.
the details, and got it set up. And yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was challenging doing it all across Zoom because it was, you know, a pandemic. We couldn't be around anybody. But it worked out, and we even had a coin made, and were able to do later an unofficial event to hand out coins to folks that had, you know, finished all of the series. So that I don't know, but I'd like to think that was the start of something like that back 4.5 years ago, that we put together in the summer of 2020.
And that's back when we had the name backwards, so our acronym fit.
Yeah.
Because we called it Lab Adventures, and so our acronym was LABS.
Yeah, labs.
Yeah.
It was Lab Adventure Bonanza
Spokane.
of Spokane. So
Yeah.
labs. Yeah.
So it worked for us.
It did.
Yeah, with our Spokane accent there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. We've got more hands coming up. So thanks, Scott. So Tom and then Melissa.
Okay, so last summer I did 2 geo-arts that I put in. The one to the north is the Olympic rings.
Yeah.
I did 60 puzzle caches. Yeah, you found them alongside the road, and then when you logged them, they showed up on the ring. So when you completed the series, you had a complete set of 5 Olympic rings. And to the south of that, I put in Ashton Eden in block letters, over 150 caches.
Wow.
And yeah, all spaced about 535 feet apart.
Perfect.
So yeah, I got a little more adventurous than my first geo art, which I did quite a few years ago. I made a circle around the first geocache that I hid. So yeah, that was only 36 caches. It's Boundary Spring Sun.
Oh my goodness.
So with all these hides, Tom, do you have a rough idea of how many caches you've hidden over your geocaching career?
Yeah, it's about it's over 200.
Yeah.
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 Oh my goodness.
So,
Interesting. Is it some detail to have to maintain them, or do you hide them in such a manner that that's not necessarily?
well, I have replaced several of the original set 2 or sometimes 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out with the wrong containers the first time, so I got some better containers now. I'm using HDPE, high density polyethylene, which holds up a little better, and I try to hide them out of the sunlight.
Okay.
Otherwise, they do become brittle and crack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got a, yeah, I ordered 300 of those containers. I have over 100 of them left. Uh, I'll see where I can hide. Yeah, I have almost $1 each invested in them, but yeah, you
Not
can't
too
do
bad.
too much better than 92 cents a piece for geocache containers.
Yeah.
Kidding. Yeah.
And then for the value the geocacher obtains by finding them and doing the geo art, it's way more than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I recognized Ashton Eaton because he's a local
Mm-hmm.
from Lapine, and he's the yeah, he did the not the triathlon,
The triad?
pentathlon.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Olympic.
yeah,
Olympic. Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah. He's the only one that scored over 2,000 points twice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, that's
very
pretty cool
nice.
to call him out.
yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I think would be fun to talk about either tonight or in another episode is the planning of putting together things like this, especially with geo art, because you've got to plot it so it, looks correct on the map when you're looking at it, and then how you work out all those details. I mean, that's pretty complicated. It's
Yeah.
hard enough just trying to keep something like within a certain boundary, let alone, making art with it as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
and we'll talk. I'll want to bring up the signal frog.
I was thinking the
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah, we need to talk about that one. So our
Mhm.
hands up to
Oh.
it in a minute.
Yeah, I use Ed Williams JavaScript geo uh, Ed Williams JavaScript coordinate. I forget the name of it, but yeah, you can look it up, and
Sure.
you can give it a an azimuth and a distance, and it'll give you the coordinate that you want to shoot for.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I used that on my original too. I've been
Okay.
using it for many years.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, if you get a chance, go ahead and type it into the chat. So
That sounds like it's useful just regardless.
yeah, absolutely. For
Mhm.
lots of purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. So I think we've got Melissa next.
Okay, so mine is not from the perspective of hiding one.
Okay.
I have done 3 different coin tours, trails. I mean, one of them was definitely called a geo tour, and you can find on geocaching.com
Okay.
under geo tours. That's the Belmont County Bigfoot one, and that was a lot of fun. And to get the coin at the end and stuff was fun. And you got there was a way to get a t-shirt and a way to get a coin. And
Oh.
we did both. And then of course, Bob and Nancy's pizza trail.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. And you had caches to get the coin, and there were pizza places to get the t-shirt. So, again, you had different criterias to get different things. And then, the last one I did was the Coshocton Ring Trail in Ohio. It's in Coshocton County, and it kind of has a Lord of the Rings theme to it. But what was neat about that is they have caches in 3 rings within the county, and you have to get so many caches out of each of the rings to get the coin. But the final, is, it is so cool. I will not give any spoilers. You
Okay.
have to get the final. It is very, it fits the theme really well. So
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. And one thing, and they used it, but it was there anyways. Through one of the trails somewhere has a fairy trail on it, where you find these different little fairy places that people have built out along this trail. And that was so cool. Of course, I went in the wrong way, as we so often do.
Mhm.
Never.
I think we're mandated to do that.
And I found, when I got down to the actual real trail, I mean, there was a trail where I started. So I thought it was it. But I found this fairy thing, and that was so cool. And then when I was doing a different cache on that ring, it took me the way I probably originally should have gone into this. But there were other places that I went to on that same trail and saw some different fairy things. So it was a delightful, fun thing. And there's a visitor center where you actually get the coin, but there's also one of the places you have to visit has a museum. It talks about the Indians that were native to the area and stuff. So, and I love history stuff too. I mean, so it really tapped into not just going out and finding caches, but it tapped into some really fun, interesting places to go within this lovely little county in Ohio.
Nice. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And
who
then
put that together, was it the government, city, or cachers?
it was cachers in connection with the tourism board, I believe.
Okay.
Because where you get the coin at the end is in the tourism place. So,
Okay.
and it was funny because we went in there for something else, and I was talking about having to go back over to the visitor center, and she's like, "Oh no, you get the coin here." So the visitor center and the tourism center were two different things.
Yep.
So that confused me a little, but
Yeah.
but then not coin related, but a fun trail I did in Pennsylvania is called the Teddy Bear Trail, and it forms a teddy bear before you solve them. It's all mysteries, and so it looks like a teddy bear on the map, and then you solve the mysteries and get the actual locations, which aren't the teddy bear. But when she started, all of her containers were teddy bears, and they were like a plastic teddy bear, and some of those have not held up well. And but she is really good. If you post you don't find, she checks on it right away. And now it's over an hour away, so but it is someplace I could get back to and stuff. She was also very helpful with the puzzles because she's doing a new one, and I said, not all puzzles are twos. And she's like, yeah, I didn't quite have the handle well, but then you don't go back and change them after people have done them. So she was going to do a better job with the new trail of getting appropriate difficulty levels. That she was more rating it difficulty of finding it than difficulty of how you had to solve the puzzle.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was fun, and you didn't get a reward other than completing that one.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Yeah, which is so rewarding in itself to complete a series. Yeah, whatever that series is. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Melissa.
So I've got a comment here on YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, this is from KC11, who all of us feel we know thanks to Scott. So hi KC11, and there's a new geo-art series in northwestern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. It's massive. There will be over 3,000 caches in the series when it's completely finished. You have to zoom out to see it. If you could type the GC in for me.
Hang on a moment.
Hang on a moment. And that GC is GCAT1D1.
ATD.
No,
Whoops.
GCAT, then
Mhm.
1D1.
Okay.
And KC11 goes on to say, I think only 2,100 of the caches have been published so far. Well, then, yeah, I'm not going to do it till it's all done.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
It's like you want to binge a series, after it's
There
all
you go.
published. You don't want to start something where you got to wait months and a year to finish.
Wow, that's some
That
prime
is
information.
massive.
Yeah.
So cool. So we've got that one code so folks can look that up. That sounds really interesting if it's all kind of themed like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's GeoArt series. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yep.
Thanks, KC11. We'll be sure to check that one out.
We gotta zoom out and look at that.
Yeah.
It's half
yeah.
finished.
Okay.
They should probably have a little geo art of like a crane and stacking things up to finish it.
To building it. That's not a bad idea. All right, we've got a few more hands have come up. So we've got Charles and then Scott.
Series. I've done a multiple series, power trails. I've done right at the beginning, a power trail of Maltese. There's two ways to go, east to west or west to east. And the good news for us is we went from west to east, and every time we got posted, we just had to go forward. I know some folks did it from east to west, and every time they found it, they got to a posted, they had to go backwards. But, so it was a 50-50, and we went right. We chose right on the 50. The right 50.
So this was a trail of two-stop multis. Was that it?
You went to a place, get to the posted. You had two sets of you had two sets of 3 digits that would go into the north or the west.
Okay.
But you didn't know which one, so you had to put it in there. And it was pretty obvious that it had to be along the trail because it was an old railway trail with farmers' field on each side. And if you put it on the wrong side, you often end up in the middle of the field. That kind of helped you quite a bit, especially when there was no trees in the middle of the field. So I've done multiple geo arts with coins, series, geo tours. I don't know how many. I should put all my coins, all those coins into one binder. See how many I end up. But one of my favorite one is actually just nearby here. If I can share this, if you can share the screen with us.
Oh, hang on a moment. Let me turn that on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. There you go. Does everybody see it yet? Oops, no, not yet. Maybe if I press share first.
Yeah, something's coming, but it's a black. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's cool. It's a maple leaf.
That was built for Canada's 150th anniversary. It's a maple leaf. So is it Tom that said a while ago that he built a no, not Tom. Somebody said he built a geo art with 60. Well, this guy here did with 150 caches.
Yep.
Wow.
All about the history and Canadian events. So you had for each one of them, you had 4 choices, and then you end up with a solution. The good news is there was a geo checker for all of them. So
Oh.
They,
So you're not like running off and checking all these coordinates personally.
they to be found, to be solved and found.
Yeah.
A bunch of us worked at it, and um, my little carpool guys, we did it in one day, all
Oh,
150. But they were all
How long of a one day was that?
in the area.
Was that like one day in 5 hours or 23 and a half
One summer day
hours?
in
Yeah.
Canada.
It was the first. We did it on the 1st of July, so there was lots of daylight.
Yeah.
But we started around 9 o'clock in the morning, I believe,
Hmm.
and we were finished by dinner time.
Perfect. Good
Nice.
job.
How fun.
7 hours to do,
Yeah.
because you had to drive on all these roads here, so they were all over for the solutions there.
Mhm.
This is the type of questions that were being asked. So Canada's 150, not posted. When was the oldest brew, the great one to take for me? Oldest brewery, a brewery in North American form. You had 4 dates. Then you had to find which, actually no, you had to find which one it was. So some you had to Google. Others you would put the answers in there and you'd find it's in the middle of the field. No, because they were all road sites.
Okay.
No, it's a great one. Of course,
Yeah.
I do the other one I did was just fun to do the challenge. It was the Route 66 trail in California, south of California, that portion, all 800 and some in over 3 days. But one of the days we did was from I think it was about 350 up to the end. So we did 354 in a day. And we were doing it for a while. We were doing it at a rate of 70 caches an hour.
No, wait a minute. Let's do some math here. Wow, that's pretty
That's team
cool.
caching, right?
Yeah.
About every 43, 45 seconds, one was. But this was the ET trail type of scenario where you
Yeah.
okay, I'll stop sharing there.
Mhm.
Where you picked up the cache, you replace it with a pre-signed one. You
Mhm.
ride back to the car. Somebody would go to somebody else that would open it, sign it, put it back in the container. While once you got to the next one, you'd run out and then just swap the caches.
Yeah.
So it was just the thrill of doing it once. Never again.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
again. If you're going to
Mhm.
do that, you might as well just drive by them because it's not really the fun. I love the Adventure Lab geo-arts. I've got a few ones that I'd love to go and do. The
Mhm.
nice little one in Belgium, the
Mhm.
Atelier. It's got 1,000 locations or something like that in there. Like lots of them in there.
Wow.
Sure, Woodstock next year. Like it's my plan to do the West Virginia one.
Yeah.
And I'm actually working right now with the ones that's being built for the first Fall Fest in Canada. And we're doing a geo art there.
All right. Wow.
Awesome. Well, you've been busy.
We're getting the credits. We're doing it. The person that's organizing it is really organized. She's actually giving you the questions, the answers. All you have to do is plop that into your credit and then publish.
They just need clerical work done. That's what you are.
Yeah, just a high
Yeah,
price box
nice.
fill. So,
Okay. Well, that's
yeah,
cool. Thanks, Charles.
Yeah.
now starting the next announcements by Scott.
What was that?
He was introducing Scott.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Announcements by Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. Go ahead.
Very good. So what's behind me is day 8 of my trip to do Route 66. So can't talk about series without talking about, the things like the Lincoln Highway, which was started by KC-11. Hello, sir. And then that inspired me to do Route 66, which inspired other people to do the Canadian. And there were a whole bunch of them out there. As until I think GCHQ slowed them down a little bit, but they were a lot of fun. And again, I thought really good for the game because again, it took a team to do these. Let me turn off my. No, I want to keep that on. I want to turn off my background. There it is. Because, and Lisa, you may have seen this at Geo Woodstock and some other people. This this is something KC-11 did for me. He got this Route 66, historic Route 66 sign, and he lives in Chicago, and it started going from these are all signatures of people who put together the adventure labs for the Route 66 series. And it started in Chicago, and then what was happening is one person would pass it to the next person, to the next person. So this actually made it all the way to Oklahoma before it got lost for a little while. Then it got in the hands of Fu Manchu, who brought it to Geo Woodstock, and there were 65 people who put these together. I have all but 17 names on this, and as I've said many times, my children are going to have to deal with this when I go away because I just love it. It does. Let me do this. Now that you have seen this, and I'm inviting people to go ahead and discover it, and I just went ahead and put the travel bug code in the chat. So if you want to discover it, go ahead and discover it. But
I was going to ask.
It was just fabulous. And KC-11, thank you very much. I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. I was going to ask if it was trackable, so one way to keep track of who's got it.
Yep, it is trackable, and yeah, nobody else can. It's in my collection. Well, actually, it's not in my collection. But don't try and grab it because I do take it to different events because I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
So,
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
that is
I've never seen that.
spectacular.
Excellent. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah. I can't wait for our chance to get on both the Lincoln Highway and do more of the Route 66.
Do more and do these. Yep.
Yeah. And we've got one that comes through Spokane. Is it the 195 or 395?
395.
395 series,
yeah.
which is north,
Right.
south one.
And then US Highway, US 101, I think also, or US 1. I'm not sure which, but is it
101.
101 up there on the west side, on the wet side.
Yeah, the wet side. Yeah.
And we missed as a group. It was how it takes a team to set up Lincoln Highway and Route 66. It takes a team to miss out on an opportunity. We could have set something up between even Spokane and Seattle for the last block party. Call it the Yellow Brick Road. You're going to the Emerald City, and we just couldn't get it together. And that would have been a nice theme.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, but again, it was pandemic times and just a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I think
and we don't
it was
live
more
there.
of a lot of work.
Yeah, and a long drive. Seattle's not just a minute away; it's 4 or 5 hours away.
Plenty of friends between here and there, and we just couldn't get past Cleellum.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
So 2030.
Yeah, we got Tom's hand up.
Yeah, that Olympic rings that I put in, that was copied almost directly from a cache in Canada. It was put in 5 years ago, the previous Olympics. I used many of the same questions, made up a few of my own. And yeah, and one day when I was going out to hide the Ashton Eaton caches, for the first time in 18 summers, I saw a wolf in the wild
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
crossing the road. He was heading in the general direction of where I saw the sheep herd earlier.
Oh, no. They kind of go together.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, yeah. I was told that he made about a weekly or every other week rounds about a 50-mile circle.
Wow.
Wow.
Gets around.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I just thought I'd. Yeah, I think the Olympic rings in Canada. They took them out this fall or something like that. So yeah, I think they're all archived now.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah.
just like those Olympics.
Yeah, they can be
Mhm.
difficult with their trademarks, images and
Yeah.
such. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. Yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh,
Oh.
you brought up a good point, Tom, about stealing other people's ideas. I mean, you know,
I don't know if you're stealing.
imitation is the highest form of flattery, right? And so often when we travel, we come across some really cool series ideas or different, types of geocaches and such. And, something that we don't have back at home is something we can bring back home. And I know, that's just a great way to
Mhm.
spread, great ideas like the
Mhm.
fizzy challenges, or the Jasmer, which started, I think, in California. And now we have them for every
Sure.
state.
Cache across America.
Cache across America.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, sometimes we want to reach out to folks and say, love this idea. Do you mind if I
Yeah.
bring it home? Don't have to, but it's not a bad idea. And often, because I've reached out to quite a few people, like with my lookout series, my forest fire lookout series in Idaho. I reached out to the fellows that did the Washington State ones and how did you get this set up? And got a lot of great information on how to get that going. So yeah, it's the community is sharing of ideas.
I did communicate with the Canadian cashier
Great.
Mhm.
and said that I wanted to do it. He said, go ahead.
Nice. That's awesome.
Charles waving his hand. I'm a Canadian catter.
Yeah. Oh,
But quick update for Scott. KC11 says, well deserved GSM times 2. Thanks for all you did and continue to do for the game of geocaching.
yep. One of the hardest working men in geocaching.
Yep.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out a really cool thing where the acronym would be Godfather, and then make a puzzle cache out of it.
Yeah.
And set it no high and let Scott be the first to find.
Yeah. We'll have to find somebody to code.
Scott. Oh wait, no, that won't work.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Joe Cash. I'm sure he has friends.
Sure, Bear. We'll-
Yeah.
I have a friend or two.
I bet you do. Well, hey, we're almost up to full priced drinks, and Jim is showing off something amazing. Star Casher there.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I hope it's his bread and not. Yeah.
look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baking wonders.
Melissa, what you got?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not on theme, but when you talked about seeing something cool somewhere else, and Lisa has actually seen this, I saw this cool cache when I was in Texas, and I took pictures of it. And my son has a 3D printer, and I showed him pictures, and I was like, "Can you make something like this?" So it's a container, 3D printed, and it screws together. If I can get it to screw. It has a thing to hang, and on the bottom, he did the geocache thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, those are
I know
awesome.
what it is. And I know Lisa was like, "Oh, could he mass produce?" I was like, he has a day job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be a challenge. Yeah.
I saw that you just showed. I wanted to say a shout out to our new friend Julian P. I don't know if he's on anymore,
He
but he
was.
was on, and he does 3D printing, and so yeah, the 3D printing it might be a thing.
It
I
might
don't know.
be.
It could be a fad, but it might be a thing.
It's like the internet, just kind of a
Yeah.
fad. Yeah. So those of you that are Cache Crate members have received some of his items. So
Yeah.
he is able to mass produce. I think that is his day job.
I think he has a farm.
Yeah. And we've done working with him, we've actually designed our own products. So we've got a magnetic bolt and in just one color currently, but we have other colors planned. And then also a utility plate as well. That's magnetic too. So those have been a challenge sourcing and building as a geocaching company. The originals, we actually had them manufactured out of steel for the bolts, and there's just multiple parts and pieces putting them together, very labor intensive. Whereas printing them, 3D printing, totally different animal.
It's just going to be fun to find a different type of
containers evolve, and so does our technology, obviously.
So I did want to wanted to bring up a long time ago when geocaching was still in black and white, me and Lisa and Mountain Goat Jim and his wife loved to ski. We went and did a geo-art that was sort of like when geo-art was new-ish. Well, it was to us. And it was the signal face. And it was in the mountainsides of Idaho. And these were physical caches made each spot of the art. And this was a wonderful journey to go get all of these. Yeah,
it was not easy. This was not a flat desert.
Yeah, it was not easy, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
We never completed it.
No.
And I know
yeah.
But it was just one of those things because the people did an excellent job of placing them in such a manner that it made this perfect art. So you had the same art. I would look on the map and half of I would call it the frog face, just so I didn't have to say signal the frog. Half of my frog face would be happy faces, and the others are the little symbol you need to find it yet. And so that part was pretty cool. And we had just the adventure of planning the trip, taking the trip, stayed at an iconic little hotel in the area where they sold you very expensive food that you got to go cook yourself on the barbecue.
It wasn't expensive at all, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very affordable.
Oh,
yeah, wow. It was like $5 steaks.
Well, that's delicious. Back when that was back when $5 was expensive to me.
Yeah, that's true. Right? Yeah.
But that kind of geo-art was very cool. The other type of geo-art we experienced was at a Woodstock in St. Louis. That was my first introduction to the very easy puzzle, and then you had to go around to it was easy to get, and then when you were all done, then you had this art. That was nice. I'm still a little out on the Adventure Lab art as what makes the art, because is it the 5 stops that make the art or the completed stop? Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so there's no advantage to go making your 5 stops be something unique.
No, actually, they're generally meant to be done while you're sitting in the car. The ones like in West Virginia, it's at a rest stop. You park in the rest stop and you're within the geofence of all of them. You're just sitting in your car. The majority are multiple choice. And all the 5 stops are just right next to where the icon on the map is, if you're looking out just for the different adventure labs.
Okay.
So we did the same thing at Midwest Geobash. And Melissa, you helped me get that finished, because we could do quite a few of them literally sitting at our campground. We didn't have to go anywhere. There wasn't anything to see or do particularly. Just answer some questions. But the geofence was set up that I had to go travel out, and I didn't have a car.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
walked,
Yeah.
but I just didn't have time. I was a little busy. So Melissa was kind enough, and we went out and in her car got close enough within the geofence so we could finish the art. So there's really, yeah, it's a different way. It's like a power trail in a way, but you don't even have to get out of the car. So
I'm just following the side conversation of Jim Starcasher's bread, and
Oh,
all of us wondering about a pet check, and
the beast is alive,
it
isn't it?
is technically
Yeah,
alive.
your pet. That's hilarious. Well, he came in early.
And parking lot geo-arts are a great bad weather day caching.
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's horrible weather, yeah, you can just sit in the comfort of your vehicle.
When
Yeah.
when it gets to what, 5 degrees above, you guys can go and do it. I'll be there in t-shirts.
Yeah.
Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Doesn't matter. I'll still be there in t-shirts.
Okay, that's pretty close. Yeah.
Nice.
No, it's 5 degrees is pretty cold. Your 5 degrees is pretty cold here.
Yeah.
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 Mhm. I see we've got a hand, Jeanette. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Oh, you're on mute.
So just to add to this Adventure Lab geo-art conversation, one, the Midwest Geobash went with Mom this year. I have AT&T. I couldn't get almost any of those to work because
Oh,
I know it was a bummer. AT&T doesn't love that fairgrounds. But what I was going to say about what's positive about all that, because I know some of these cachers, and there some of them around Central Illinois, who might think that Adventure Lab GeoArt is off. What's nice is my parents got me into geocaching back in 2006. Dad has passed. Mom has had hip surgery and she needs knee surgery, but she still wants to get out. So these Adventure Lab geocaches and the Adventure Labs are a way for older people who might not be as mobile as they once could be, need a flat surface. I look for them when I travel with her because then we can be together and we can feel like we're caching and we're not necessarily hiking in the woods, but we're still getting caches together and having fun. So that's why I really love anything people are doing with Adventure Labs, because I can still do it with Mom. So that's my perspective.
yeah, no, that's a very good point. Yeah, we travel with some of our Muggle friends that are
Challenged to
differently
travel.
abled, yeah, than we are. And yeah, we know that, and we've shown them how to do some adventure labs, and they definitely enjoy it. So yeah,
That's
that's a really good point.
perspective of the night, right?
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a perfect way
Mhm.
to stay in the game when you're not able to, bag those peaks anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I think we might just wrap it up on that. Unless anybody has some pets that we need to check on. Y'all saw Hilo earlier. I'm not sure where he's off to.
Oh, he's all miffed at us.
Yeah, he came in early. I know Charles has got his signal, and Jim
Jim should have his
is that
signal.
Zoe? Yeah.
Well, Jim Starcasher should have his signal.
Oh, you got a couple of them.
Yeah, he's got
Multiples. Yeah.
He's being attacked by him. I'm gonna call 911 there in Ohio to go
Might
save
have
him
to.
from me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any other pets around here, so yeah.
She didn't recognize me as a pet. That's a good sign.
I was tempted. And Stormy is watching cat TV. Oh yeah. Hilo loves cat TV. Often put it on my
Eagle TV.
Yeah. We watch the Eagles every morning. Do our bald eagle checks. Yeah, Scott, you said that, yeah, your
Yep.
wife came with you on that Route 66 Adventure Labs.
Yep.
So yeah, exactly. You get the muggles into it. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. This was a fun conversation. Of the last 86 locations. That's a lot, actually, quite a bit. So tonight's is sponsored by two things. One is our holiday or our Advent box, our geocaching Advent box. I have like 6 left. So
Oh,
all of
really?
them shipped except for our Canadian ones. Luckily for Charles, you don't have a Canadian address, so I think yours is out.
But to clarify, the
Yeah.
6 left are not the Canadian ones you're
No,
reselling.
no, no.
Okay, just
To
okay,
sell,
gotcha.
to purchase.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is our second annual geocaching Advent box, mystery box. So it's 12 days, 12 different surprises. Actually, there's an extra surprise that everybody gets.
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
spoiler.
Jeez.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for an additional one if you have the box or getting the box. And then for those folks that purchase through our early bird or our premium perks that we did in conjunction with Geocaching HQ, you also receive a bonus geocoin. So be sure to look for those. And we did it a little differently this time. There's an insert inside with a QR code that takes you to a website. And on the website, we've got the full description of all the different items, but you got to click into each one. So it's a mystery. You can go to the webpage and we're not going to spoil it for you.
Oh, okay. So you choose what you click into.
Right.
Okay.
You choose which one, they're numbered. And then, because I know people do their Advent boxes differently. Some start at 12, some start at 1. There's lots of different ways to do it.
Well, that
So
sounds
it's
like a cash machine.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Choose your own adventure for sure.
Yeah.
So we do still have a couple left to sell. So very few though. I mean, we capped it. We almost doubled our sales from last year, and we sold a lot last year.
Yeah,
So
you did a very good job
I've
at
been-
the guest game here.
yeah, I've been packing a lot of boxes, let me tell you. lately. So if you just go over it, I'll put the website in. Of course, it's Cash Advance. CACHE dash. It's Cash Dash Advance. That is our main website. So if you just scroll down a little bit, you will see where the Advent box is. And then we also have our holiday mystery boxes. So we have those as well. It's complete mystery box, different things. There might be some holiday themed things. If you remember the cash crates, you might see some things that
Yeah.
might have seen before.
The holiday might be 4th of July, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But we put a lot into these. So, and I'll be putting together another one. Bless you, Scott. I saw that sneeze coming. One we have now is $37, and we're going to do a $25 one as well. So you've got different levels.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, there's the cash crate. Awesome. Yeah, Mike's got his as well. Cool. So those are the two things that we have going on right now. We shipped a couple of the holiday boxes, and I ran out of daylight and time today. So we'll be getting a lot more of those out first thing next week. And then anybody that purchases the 37 or the $25 ones, we'll get those on the website soon too.
So,
Oh, thanks, Scott. Direct link. Yeah.
so just to clarify, Lisa's been talking for the last, 40 seconds about we and getting this done. And I just want to clarify the we is her and her boss, which is her. So
A little help.
So,
Yeah. Not from him.
So yeah, so good job.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the royal we. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We're getting a chance to put together with, who doesn't like packing or, wrapping Christmas presents for your best friends. So that's the fun part. I've been shopping all year, putting things together for these and planning and putting it all together. We got a little delayed. We had, a loss in our family.
Mhm.
So they did go out a couple days late. But there's still time. We're still more than 12 days away from Christmas. So
And
Give it a thought. Yeah, Hilo's the real boss.
LA's right. Yeah,
Actually,
Hilo's the
he's
real
the
boss.
intern. He's always just been the intern. Kona was the boss. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening in and joining our conversation tonight. And we'll be back in
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We already have the subject in mind.
Oh, we do.
Yes, and the 2 weeks after. Yeah. We talked about this. Yep.
So stay tuned. Yeah, we'll get those emails out about an hour before, as usual, with your links and all to get in.
LA's right. He's got us fooled.
Oh, yes, we are his staff.
Yep.
Yeah. He gets pretty spoiled. He's getting another food delivery. I think they're shipping on Monday. We're trying out smalls. He likes them, the smalls. Yep.
He likes the really big smalls.
The big smalls. I know that sounds funny, but yeah, it is what it is. Well, guys, stay safe out there geocaching and have a lot of fun. I hope we've given you some inspiration for putting some fun things together. And let's collaborate. And y'all have great times at your events coming up too. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Same cache time, same cache channel. Bye, everybody.